Well, a very good afternoon to you from wherever you're watching us, and welcome yet to another interesting episode of the Candid Talk. My name is Evan Sokenyi. Now, joining me to understand the intrigues of Kenyan politics is none other than Professor Herman Manyora himself. Prof, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Evans.
How are you?
Wonderful.
Nairobi is a bit chilly and cold.
Yeah. Young people like us are okay. Yeah.
Well, old blokes like us are suffering.
Yes, I can see.
Well, Prof, I would like us to talk matters devolution. And Kenya yesterday saw in a record 7 women governors.
Wonderful.
Is it a milestone towards
Wonderful. That's
achieving the two-thirds
This is
gender
what
role?
I've been looking for.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's my approach to gender issues. Let's make it possible for our women, our daughters, our sisters, our mothers to enter into politics competitively. 7 is not a mean feat. If you sit with any of those women here, they tell you what they had to do to get that seat. You respect them. And they are going to be an inspiration to many young women. Many young girls are going to get the inspiration from Susan Kihika, from Wavinya Ndeti. But when you nominate people,
So it's supposed to begin all the way from down there.
it could be, it serves some small purpose, but not what we want, where we are taking it in terms of the 2/3 gender rule. That is overstretching it.
Now, Prof, by the way, you've just mentioned Susan Kihika. Are you not surprised? Because I think I've been following you, and you had that idea that perhaps Lee Kinyanjui would give Susan Kihika a very good run for her money, and perhaps she would find it quite difficult clinching the Nakuru gubernatorial seat. What do you think happened?
But I kept saying she was in a UDA zone.
Yes.
But on 2 fronts, I said, one, if you look at Lee Kinyanjui as a governor and the way he has been doing the job, I thought the people of Nakuru would be foolish to end the work of such a good person. Not because Susan is not a good person, but I thought Lee Kinyanjui was by far a better governor than Susan. I can say the same. Secondly, I looked at the configuration of Nakuru, and I thought, although UDA was very strong, there was a lot going for Lee Kinyanjui. So despite there being the UDA wave, he had the potential to recapture that seat. Now, one of the things I argued was, he was Kikuyu and Susan was Kikuyu.
Yes.
So if people are going to look at this thing purely on the basis who would be a better governor, the main voters could even be split. But the others would basically belong to Lee Kinyanjui. What did Raila get? 30% of Nakuru. What does that tell you? That tells you Lee Kinyanjui stood a very good chance. Because these 30% were others. Luyas, Luos, Kisses, and the rest. And with the 1 or 2 Kalenjin who are not quite many. So what Lee Kinyanjui didn't manage to penetrate was the Kikuyu UDA hardcore base, which I thought he was going to. On the account of being one of them, on account of being one of the few performing governors. But the voter is always a voter. The voter sometimes can be reckless.
So, do you think we should re-examine our politics as Kenyans? Because I'm wondering, was Susan Kihika elected on the basis of being a competent woman, or did the gender factor play there, or it was just pure UDA politics wave that took her?
UDA. Yeah. If you look at the voting patterns, just UDA. UDA was too powerful for Lee Kinyanjui.
So it was the yellow wave that actually
yellow fever, and you couldn't penetrate it. It was too much. But the fact that Raila got 30% of Nakuru should tell you it would have been much easier for Lee Kinyanjui to become governor than many people thought. Yes.
So I think let's just wait and see how Susan Kihika will be implementing some of the...
She's also not a pushover.
Definitely.
She's not also a useless woman. No.
Yeah, she is.
I use the word better. You get it? If you are looking at Lee Kinyanjui and Susan Kihika and you are looking for a governor, certainly Kinyanjui stands out as better. It doesn't mean Susan is not a good leader. She's also a good leader. She has shown her abilities.
That aside, Prof, let's cross over to Meru County, where we are quite astonished. Just a political greyhound, actually. Let me use that term. The lady herself, Kawira Mwangaza, the one who trounced all the Meru, the so-called
king,
Meru
king. The king who came after
You talk of Kiraitu Murungi.
No.
Yeah, what happened, really? What do you think happened? Because
she's
actually,
not greenhorn, by the way. Mwangaza was running a popular FM station. I think TV also, I think something like that. Media. She's a strong media personality within Meru. And that's why she was able to beat the former women rep. And yet the former women rep was in the most formidable camp, the camp of medical Inturi. But she beat them. Then you can't just say she was a nobody. Having beaten Kajuju or whatever she was called, and the politics of Meru is also diverse in terms of the ethnicities there. The Imenti, and those other Tiganias and the Gembes and also. I think she played in. Nobody would have beaten Kiraitu if he went with UDA. Nobody. I mean, he took a great gamble, a great risk to support Azimio. Those are some of the sacrifices that people like Kanini Kega made. Kiraitu Murungi.
what of Mythical Inturi, Prof?
Mithika was UDA, but he lost.
Then how comes
His game was too high for him. Yes.
how comes, because I see the yellow wave actually swept across the whole of central Kenya. How did
Now you
Meru
had
get
three strong candidates.
Uh-huh.
On their own right without a party. They were strong in their own right without talking of party. So that if all of them were in UDA and they went for nomination, you can't quite tell who among them would have won to carry the UDA. It's not like other places where you had weak candidates against a strong UDA candidate. These three were strong. Linturi, Kiraitu, and Kawera, whatever she's called, Mwangaza. Each of them is a strong person irrespective of the party. That's why she won as an independent. Yeah. So she was not weak. And when you have three strong candidates, then no party may enjoy direct advantage. So UDA could not enjoy the wave advantage there. Because the three candidates were strong. So the wave couldn't quite help Linturi. Yeah. But if it was the king himself, Kiraitu Murungi, on the UDA, even if these others ran on what, he would have beaten them. Because he was the king. And he was being dethroned.
So you think for Kiraitu Murungi it was a political mishap that perhaps...
No. He knew what he was going. He knew where the country was headed. He knew once Raila becomes president, even if he has lost. Because people like Kiraitu, they know where this country has come from and where it is going. But for convenience, they went to DP, the Democratic Party, they have been with Jubilee. But when they look the other side where Raila is, they know that is where Kenya is supposed to be. So, even if at a personal loss, the movement were to gain, if Raila and Kinamada Karua were to gain, he would not regret losing his own seat. And they will always find space for him also, if he wants to be a leader. So it was not a bad gamble. It was a good gamble. Yeah.
So, Prof, do you think the society is perhaps changing in Kenya and people have started embracing women leadership, going by what we've seen actually
That's
happen?
good. They should. And I'm very excited. I'm very excited, but what I don't want is to lump women the way we are doing in our county assemblies. It's a sorry state of affairs.
Somebody came up and even said that even the introduction of the seat of women rep actually was not a very good step towards ensuring that we implement the two-third gender rule.
Okay, I have not much problem with it, but even if you look at it, it doesn't serve any purpose. I am for women to have a free ride, in terms of not free as you give them a free ticket. In terms of the playing ground being fair. Okay? In terms of them competing without undue disadvantages. Over time, these disadvantages have been removed. The girl child has enjoyed a lot of support from society, the government, and so on and so forth. So, to me, we have 7 governors. Cumulatively, they are going to fire the imagination and ambitions and dreams of many young girls. I'm telling you, these 7 governors are going to inspire and fire many young women. Young girls today who are 5, 10 years are looking at these 7 women. That girl from Shire is going to look at Wanga of Homa Bay. And she's in class grade 6 today. She'll be saying, when I grow up, I'm going to be a leader like Gladys Wanga. That's what I want. That's what we deny our children, our daughters, our granddaughters, when we give women free things. These free things, they may be good. Formative action may be good, but when you overstretch it, like this idea of 2/3 gender rule, and then you pack parliament with women who are just there because they were pushed there, you deny women a source of inspiration. I hope people don't get me wrong. You deny young girls a source of inspiration. People like Phoebe Asio, you are from Nyanza. You've heard about her?
Definitely I've heard about Phoebe.
Have you heard of Grace Onyango?
Grace
Onyango was an MP, Kisumu MP, 1974 and I think 1969. On those 2 occasions, she was MP. Somehow, whenever results were being announced by Voice of Kenya, the only radio station then, there was no TV, I think. Somehow, Kisumu Town MP Grace Onyango, yake nilikuwa ya kwanza kutangazwa. Somehow. I don't know how. She was an inspiration to people like Phoebe Asio, and they went to parliament. There were people like Philemon Chelagat, Philemon, I can't remember the other name, Chelagat, Firebrand. There have been women in this country who have aspired women. If you talk to some of the women leaders we have today, they will tell you, it is so-and-so who made me begin dreaming about being a leader in this country. And so when you just give women positions, I think you deny other women a source of inspiration. Somebody to fire their imagination that one day, look at Obama becoming president of the United States of America. It has fired many non-whites that, yes, we can. We can be things. And in different levels, in different fields, including industry. Captains of industry are becoming bold when they are black. Maybe they thought they will end at 3rd level down there. They are climbing the 1st level to the 10th level. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think these 7 women to me is a great thing to this country. It's a great thing. Because again, in the future, if we manage our devolution well, in the future we are going to be picking our presidents from former governors. These are the people who are going to have proved who they were. Regrettably, our devolution is not well structured because counties are very small units. If we had regional governments, there will be no denying the fact that future presidents will be coming from former governors. So women, 7 of them, it's something I'm very proud of. Yeah.
And of course, we have to take cognizance of the fact that almost 20 of them were on the ballot, but 13 were unsuccessful. Now, Prof, 7 women against 40 men, let us say, because even the 2 remaining units, that is the Kakamega and Mombasa, still we do not see any woman coming there. But then we believe that at least it's a step towards the right direction.
We have a Muslim girl from Kwale.
She's
going to inspire other girls from Mombasa and the coast. That is what I'm talking about. 7 is big, considering that America has not produced a woman president up to now. The world's leading democracy. Having been around for more than 200 years, they haven't produced a woman president. So if we have 7 governors, we're doing well, almost exceedingly well. Yeah, and these are not people who have been pushed there. These are people who have struggled with men and beat men. Kawera Mwangaza has beat a giant like Kiraitu Murungi. Linturi, you don't play. Gladys Wanga has floored Kidero. These are not people Anne Waiguru was facing a very serious challenge, of course, from another fellow woman.
Yeah, definitely.
Cecil Mbarire to beat Lenny Kivuti or something. Those are not small people. And I don't know about Kwale. I don't know the competition in Kwale. The other one is from where?
Well, I think
That's about all.
just the ones that we've mentioned, because in course it's only Fatuma Achani.
Yeah.
Of course, Aisha Juma was also vying, but
Aisha Juma,
but she was.
But she tried.
She actually tried.
She's iron fist.
Yeah.
Next time she could win.
Prof, if Azimio were to win this election, that is if. I'm saying if. There's a time you used to use when.
Yes.
But now I'm saying if.
Yes.
What could be the position of perhaps Martha Karua then? How could she be an inspiration to the rest of the country? Because that position definitely, it's position for a deputy president in this country, it's not a small thing.
If Martha Karua becomes deputy president, that will be a big boost to women in this country. First of all, they are there on the table, at the table, and she will inspire many women. Some of these governors will have already here when there are problems in their counties. They can approach the deputy president as fellow woman. She will be quite an inspiration to other women. That it is possible to get that high. She'll be a heartbeat away from the presidency. And knowing Martha Karua and her credentials and what she stands for, she will make women proud. Yeah.
So at least we're glad that we're making the right step as a country towards women empowerment and girl child empowerment. And I believe that we shall continue that way. Well, Prof, before we get to the end of this video, kindly tell us about the new channel that you've just begun.
The new channel, Let's Talk Love Kenya, is born out of my observation that it is possible for something as small as politics to tear a family apart, because I have personal experiences. You know, people shared with me a lot of things. I have experiences of people who have problems in the families because one is UDA, one is Azimio. In 2007, there were tragic happenings in families, which we don't want to mention. So I got thinking, the world is becoming more like multicultural, and people are beginning to marry people different in many ways than ever before, and there will be need to have conversations, because if people have a problem because they support different political parties and even there are divorces. I know of a case of a woman who says she will not go back, what she went through from the husband, she's not going back, and these are educated people of my level. So if this can divide people, and yet it's not the only thing that can divide people. You marry somebody from another religion, she's Muslim, you are Christian, you think it is just as easy yourself calling yourself Muhammad, then you realize it's not easy. You marry somebody who is much richer than you think it will be easy. You find kumbe, your world and their world are two different things. So I looked and I say, we need to have a conversation around some of these differences that we can actually bridge through a conversation. And that's how I've started the Let's Talk Love Kenya channel. That will be up and running very soon. And which I invite people to begin subscribing. It's already there on YouTube. We are uploading the trailer today. I mean, we did it about a couple of days ago. I hope people can now see, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Okay. Now there you have it from the Prof himself. Allow me to stop the conversation at this point, but as we always say, please kindly subscribe to our channel so that you may enable us to grow much better. Well, allow me to stop at that point for now. You've been listening to the Candid Talk, and my name is Evan Sokenyi.